Miami. Today we're back. We're back from a very short hiatus. It wasn't long at all because we wanted to jump back into the crew too. As you can see, we have unlocked absolutely everything in the game. It's not that long and it's that easy. We're now at Icon level, Icon 13 to be more precise. And today we would like to get started with the touring cars. We've done street racing, we've done aerobatics, we've done boat racing, we've done off-roading. Now let's do the touring cars. Here we go, we've got even more new disciplines unlocked. Air race, Alpha GP. Wow, we've unlocked absolutely everything. But what we're going to focus on right now is those touring cars. So let's go and see what the choices are. I'm partially between choosing the AMG GT3, maybe even the SLS, maybe even the Skyline R34. Perhaps we could take this C Coupe touring car AMG. And let's see what else. There's an SLR McLaren. There's this M4, which is Icon 500. There's this C63 touring car. There's just so many we can choose from here. So I think the one that I am going to go for is... I'll take the AMG GT3. There we go. And we're going to keep it... Well, there's many colours we can choose from it, but I'm going to keep it silver. Because silver, Mercedes, they absolutely go together. So here's our new touring car. Acquire side mirrors because reasons. And now here we are, driving our new AMG GT touring car. Photo op nearby, overtake. But what I want to do is test out this beautiful AMG GT Mercedes touring car. It's so quick, and it sounds... Wow, we've broken a speed trap. 161.1 miles per hour above the required 130.5 miles per hour. So we get a couple of followers and some more cash. Wow, we've broken a speed trap already. And it sounds exactly like the actual race car in the GT series as well. So now we're back to the map because we're going to be doing a proper touring car race. We've got the... Let's just start with this one here, shall we? We're at 230, the required is 190. So this one is super easy to do. Let's travel. And it's snowing. This is going to be very interesting.
Racing in the rain today. Don't think of that as a problem. Think of it as a challenge. One everyone else will have to face too. It can be nerve-wracking, but go with the flow, and it can be exciting as well.
Touring car racing in the snow. An absolute first, because I don't think that's been ever done before. Wow, is the time of day changing too? Are we going to race at night? No. Where's the snow gone? Where's the snow gone? Oh, I really wanted to race in the snow. But it doesn't matter. We're in the lead, and it's raining during a touring car race, which just makes it that little more exciting. Yeah, because I've watched some GT races in the rain. I've watched Formula 1 races in the rain. I've watched touring car races in the rain, so this is something that's not new, and is something I'm very familiar with. And I can even drive a touring car in the rain, as this race is proving. This seems to handle a bit better than the road-going AMG GT, because they strip the race version out of luxuries like the radio and its standard seats in favour of race seats and just stuff that you need for racing, which makes the car lighter. But we are zooming off in the lead, so there's nothing to worry about. We don't have to worry about the fact that we haven't got rain instead of snow for this touring car race, because we're miles ahead of everyone else. And we're using a lot of NOS. This is one thing I like about the Crew 2. Every car comes with built-in NOS, which means that you don't actually have to go through the effort of putting it in and then worrying, oh, this game, how can I do it without NOS? Because that's what's happened with Need for Speed. Although some of the newer ones, although not up to the form of the older ones, do in fact have NOS pre-installed in your car. So that's what I like. Safe distance. Yes, we have driven a very clean race. We haven't had any collisions at all. This is the cleanest race we've had on the Crew 2 so far, and we've made it across the finish in a comfortable first place. We've reached the target speed and won a pro racing event. Oh yes, the Crew 2 just gets better and better. Here we go. We've unlocked performance parts, we've grabbed common ones, suspension, exhaust and tyres. Now we're returning to free drive. And we're back in the snow! Oh yes, this is fun. And it's night. Why couldn't we have done it like this? It makes it feel like a rally event or even the Winter Olympics. But nevertheless, we're going to upgrade this car. Oh, here we are. We're going to customize the performance now. So, exhaust, 234. Suspension, 238. Tyres, 236. So that's our performance level improved to 232. So now, back to the map we go. Let's see if there's any new events we could do on this Jersey racetrack. Nope, not yet. So let's look for some other touring car events in different areas. Going back to my roots, this is exciting. Vehicle loaned. Oh, we get a classic Mercedes 300 SL touring car. The precursor to the AMG GT. Let's do it. It's daytime and it's still snowing. Please let the touring car be in the snow. Here is the 300 SLR.
And part of doing that is going old school sometimes.
I crashed it into fence. Wow. Just having the feel of a retro touring car. Oh yes. So this is the 300 SLR, which was one of the first and most successful touring cars. It even has NOS built in and we're all racing in them. This was...
I love working on classic cars like this one. You know why? No computers to get in the way. It's just me and the machine.
This is a classic from when it was just simply mechanicals and no computers in cars. Unfortunately, this car also crashed during Le Mans in 1955, which meant that Mercedes withdrew their initial team efforts from Formula 1 and did not come back until the 1990s.
Classic, it's going to be easy to drive. You won't be getting any power assist at all, so be ready. Because keeping that beautiful little beast under control is going to take everything you've got.
And I can absolutely feel it. No driving assist at all. But back from those days. So, as I was saying, one of these 300 SLRs crashed at Le Mans in 1955. And the driver, Pierre Levesque, was sadly lost his life.
Just skill and steel without the bells and whistles.
Stop interrupting me! So, the crash happened, and as a result, Mercedes didn't come back into Formula 1 until the 1990s. And motor racing was banned in France, although it was overturned eventually, and in Switzerland, and some other countries as well. But if you guys have any knowledge about this, please let me know in the comments down below. Because as far as I'm aware, Switzerland had the longest motor racing ban.
This is real racing, and everything else is just a sideshow. There's a simple elegance to running like this. Save the tricks and gimmicks. This is where real drivers excel.
Okay, so Switzerland banned motor racing until 2007 after that. However, there was a Swiss Grand Prix in 1982, which was the only race won by that year's champion Keke Rosberg. And because motor racing was still banned in Switzerland, it was actually held over the border at Dijon-Prenois in France, which is actually a track you can race on in Need for Speed Shift 2 Unleashed. So I'm giving you all a history lesson there. And then in the 1980s, Peter Sauber, a Swiss businessman, founded a race car team that competed in sports cars called Sauber, with backing from Mercedes. It's helped launch the careers of drivers like Michael Schumacher. Oh yes, we're a pro racing enthusiast. Like Michael Schumacher, Karl Wendlinger, Heinz-Harald Frentzen. A skilled mechanic, we've got some parts. Oh yes. We've got this as a new vehicle, and we crashed it. There we go, we've got a 300 SLR in our collection. Wow, lovely cutscene rewinding back the clock.
It's a constant process of transformation. But as we move forward, we can't ever forget where we came from. There's so much history for us to be proud of. So many great races, great drivers. That heritage makes us who we are today. And will
Wow.
inform who we'll be tomorrow, no matter
What's
what.
advancement?
I think we can call this an unqualified success. Not just your performance, but also the race. It's good to remember that there's still a place for the old school.
And oh no, the snow's gone. But at least I'm having a lot of fun. It's not too slippery driving this 300 SLR. But what we need to do now is go back to a modern touring car race. So, performance upgrades. Get to upgrade the gearbox. What? How? This has got to downgrade our performance level. Suspension. Or at least we get a better suspension part. I think that gearbox part was for that Grandad touring car. And oh, we've got the Raptor. This one's gonna be so fun to use. Can we put any upgrades in it? We've got no brakes. Gearbox is going to downgrade us. No ECU, no motor core, no exhaust, only suspension. So we can only keep it at 216 so far. Don't know why the performance upgrades for the AMG have not carried on into it, but we're going to favourite the Raptor. We're going to use that. Let's try this one here instead. Golden Hills Racetrack touring car. Yes, that's the one we need to do. Let's go this one. Wow. This Raptor is so cool.
You need to know your car insides and out. Every sound, every bump, every vibration. Because if anything's out of place, you can't drive your best. Now, you pay attention to your car. I'll be paying attention to you.
Okay, so now we need to get to the starting grid. Just a simple right turn, it's right in front of us there.
3, 2.
Okay, so here is our first race in the Ford Raptor touring car. And hopefully it's just as good, if not better, than the Mercedes. And we're in the lead already. So this is actually quite good. Oh yes. A Raptor race truck. This is so cool. And something I've never experienced before, which is one thing that excites me about this game, is that we can race pickup trucks, like touring car versions, like this Raptor. Oh yes, and I'm having even more fun than I did with the two Mercedes. But I will go back to those eventually because I do like my AMG Mercedes as well. Now this thing is actually quicker than I was expecting. Oh dear, we've had our first scrape. Or that first scrape might have been that Grandad car actually, in a touring car race. And this thing actually handles better than I was expecting it to. It's even quicker in touring car mode than it is off-road, which is surprising, because originally the Raptor was designed to go fast off-road. It wasn't originally designed to be a touring car, but here we go. Through the next checkpoint. This is absolute fun. This is a purpose-built racetrack, so it's a lot better and a lot easier. A proper touring car race. And this race is almost over. We've had a lot of fun in the Raptor. Gotta say, this is my favourite touring car out of them all. And if I might use the Mercedes for one last race, but then I might want to use this Raptor again because I'm having so much fun driving it. And we've hit the NOS, and I kind of forgot what I was about to say. So we're almost at the end of this one. Yeah, I remember what I was going to say now. In a Raptor that is very nearly stock. We didn't get the performance upgrades carried over from the Mercedes, unfortunately.
Right. I guess every little piece was in place.
You've overtaken opponents in pro racing without collision, so another clean race for that. And we're now Icon level 14. And we have got performance upgrades, exhaust and motor core. In a car that is almost nearly stock, we won by a long way to go. Now let's go and upgrade this car. So a new motor core and a new exhaust. In they go. Now we're at 222, catching up fast with the Mercedes at 234. And there's another thing I would like to show you. If you go to pilot here, when you reach icon level, you start to get icon points. As you can see, our favourite playstyle is street racing, because that's what we've been doing the most in replaying to get this far. As you can see, we've already redeemed some points, and there's a vehicle point. So what we're going to do now is put that on Shifty and increase slipstream power by 0.8%. And back to the map we go. Let's see if there's any more races to do. They're a bit more difficult. Are there any more purpose-built tracks? The Giants racetrack. Oh, this is one we can do. Record 205. Let's go and do this one. The Raptor was fun to use, but I think I'm going to switch back to the Mercedes.
Tradition, the Bishop family legacy race. 3 generations of Clarence Bishop, all in one competition. They sponsor it every year.
Here we
One
go.
of them wins every year. How'd you like to start a new tradition?
Oh, they stopped talking just as soon as I changed car. How did that happen? I just wanted to go back to the Mercedes for one last time, because this may be the last time I use it, because I may be back to the Raptor in the future. But let's see how this goes. Oh, and the Grandad Mercedes is competing in this race. I might actually use that for a bit at times. This one has Clarence Bishop and Clarence Jr., so this one is more of a challenge. There we go. Whoa! Clarence Bishop is in an Aston Martin Valkyrie. Or I don't know how you pronounce that name. Yeah, please let me know in the comments the correct pronunciation of it. But it should rhyme with that. Now, I might be talking nonsense here. Let's just focus on this touring car event. Oh, this is fun. And we're by the lakeside. We're on a purpose-built racetrack in San Francisco. Because as you can see, the Golden Gate Bridge is here. We're not going to race on it because this is a touring car race. In the street races we can though. maybe in the later touring car races, like that one we tried to do in New Orleans, might be how they are soon. But it's just that our car wasn't fast enough, so we couldn't go and do that one. But we are beating the Clarences very easily. They all have the same first name as Razor's real name. Is this the checkpoint? Is this the finish line? Yes, it is, because I don't think I saw the Golden Gate, because I saw it on the previous lap. Oh, it's right here, I just didn't look on the second lap. Well, just admiring the Golden Gate, but now I have to make a sharp turn, so I can't focus on it for too long. Or maybe this could be the start-finish straight. Don't know, there might just be two straights that look so similar that they could easily be mistaken as the start-finish straight. But anyway, this car is insanely quick, and we all know it. Oh, this is so fast. This is going to be easy. No, we've made a bit of a mistake, but nonetheless we are very far ahead of the rest of the field. And it's the first time we're doing a touring car race in dry, sunny weather. But it's something that hasn't been done before in this game, apart from tests. But then, I think the tests might have been as it was approaching nightfall. But I think testing the SLS was in the previous episode was in similar weather to this. And around this corner, now we've figured out the start-finish straight. It's here, because now we're across the finish line. We're going to win even more performance parts. We've reached the top 3, which is all we've needed to do. We get more followers, we get more cash too, and we collect even more performance parts. Now we've defeated all of the bosses, all of the Clarences so far.
Down the middle is simple. On one side are the people who want to modernize, who feel we have to adapt to changing times and try new things to find new audiences. On the other side are people who are wrong.
Okay, so done a bit of a drift there in a touring car. We've done a drift in a touring car. Just something no one has achieved ever before, or I might be wrong. Now let's put some upgrades on here. Can finally upgrade the brakes. No, the motor core was for that Grandad car. And exhaust, yes, we can put that on. Suspension, yes, we've got that on. Tyres, we've got that on. Now let's see if the Raptor got them. Did it get them? Nope. 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 It's got the tyres though. No ECU. Gearbox, no. Brakes, no. And that's all we've got time for in this episode. It has been a fun one. But thank you guys ever so much for watching. Please make sure to pound that like button, subscribe if you are new, and I shall see you guys in the next episode. Until then, peace.